Hey, don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something. Not even me. All right?
Alright.
You got a dream, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves. They want to tell you you can't do it. You want something, go get it. Period. Let's go.
Oh, sick. No, thanks for coming on the podcast though. This should be fun. I'm super looking forward to chatting about stuff. So, did you want to just like introduce yourself to the people that will be listening?
Yes. So I'm Steph. I'm 25. I'm a director of a film production company called Four Wheel Drive Productions. We do like script development and also post production. I just finished university in September. I did an MA in film and TV, which was really cool. Yeah, I learned a lot actually, and made some really good contacts. So that was good. So yeah, that's me basically.
Cool. Cool. Now, since you mentioned your company right off the bat, I'm just gonna like jump straight into that. I would so tell us like a little bit more like that, or tell us why you wanted to do like the company like now. What made you want to do it now?
So I set it up in 2018, but university was so full on that I sort of had to put it aside. But like since it's finished, I've done a lot on it. But I wanted to start a company because I sort of like in the future I want it to evolve into like a film production company, but I want it to be like all inclusive. So non-disabled and disabled people can collaborate to give disabled people like a chance to get into the industry. Because at the moment, I don't really feel like there are like a few opportunities, but not enough really for disabled people to get recognised. So that's sort of one of the reasons that I wanted to do it. And
Cool.
I just love making films anyway, so it was part.
That's cool. No, that's cool. That sounds like that's such an amazing end goal to have, really, to sort of that you're going to create this company in a way to give like more opportunities to individuals like yourself, like wheelchair users and anyone with disabilities to have more opportunity to get into media or film or anything.
Yeah,
I agree. It's tricky. Yeah, it's tricky, especially for the more people with the more like physical abilities and stuff like that.
It is hard. There are like a few programs out there, but they're so like few and far between. But and there's so many people that are after them as well because there aren't that many, so it's hard to get on them as well. But I went to one actually in January. It was called Making the Cut. It was based in London. It was like a 2-day course. So you had to like have an interview and everything. And I got onto it. But they have like a industry professional that teaches you how to, all the techniques and skills of editing. And then if you do well at that, then they put you into a placement, but in either in London or I chose Bristol because I'm there most of the time. But, So hopefully when all this is over, I might have a couple of placements signed up. So that would be pretty cool.
Oh, so cool.
There are programs out there, but there aren't that many. So I think there needs to be more really.
Yeah, cool. I like the way you're sort of like making the opportunities for yourself. Like I think there's even with people with like not disabilities or any like ailment, if you're like not getting the work or not getting the jobs, it's just like you got to do it yourself.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
I knew that when I came out of uni that, like, even my friends are struggling that left uni, that don't have any disabilities at all. Yeah, and they're still stuck in, like waitressing or, stuff like that. And they want to be in the industry, but it's just so difficult to get in. But it doesn't matter if you have a disability or not. Sometimes I think that it's like incredibly hard to get your foot in the door.
Yeah. Sometimes I always used to like purposely put it on like applications. I'd be like, just to be like, if you don't hire me, then that means you're not ticking your box. So I could be like, and when I worked for the BBC, because I did like a couple episodes of on Flog It, and it was, I don't know if I talked to you about this. It was hilarious. They wouldn't let me like step over anything. They were like, yeah. They were like, Harry, you can take the lift if you want to. I'm like, Harry, don't step over anything that's like too high and everything. It was hilarious. But yeah, so but it is tricky. It's a tricky, the industry and stuff like that, because it's so everybody's doing it, and everybody is like capable of doing it nowadays. So it makes it so tough, doesn't it? Yeah. So that leads on to my like another one of my other points, since you sort of led into it, about how do you think like the industry, in terms of, which you probably covered it actually, in terms of like showing people with disability on the screen, and then also the having people with disabilities like behind the camera and like the creative people.
Yeah, I think it is slowly getting better, but I think the industry's still got a long way to go until it's fully inclusive. And actually, your question reminded me of, I'm not sure if you saw it, but Joaquin Phoenix, who played the Joker, he did a speech at the Oscars all about inclusivity.
Yeah.
But he failed to mention disability. He mentioned, like race, gender, animal rights, but not once did he mention, disability and inclusion. And it's like, even though he was going on this massive thing about inclusion, the disabled always seem to get forgotten about. Like, we can't be mentioned because if you have a disability, there's this view that we're not able to, do anything, that we're not able to make films because we're physically not able.
Yeah.
But that speech, it's sort of like angered me a bit. I was watching it and I was like, where's disability? You do mention it or not? It didn't do it. I was like, oh. So yeah, so I still think that people aren't really thinking about disabled people, but also, what else was it? Yeah, there are many, like, when you see a film with a character that's disabled.
Yeah.
They're not generally played by
disabled people.
And sometimes they could do that. Sometimes they can't. I get that, but a lot of the time they could. Like the fundamentals of caring, he could have had MD. They could have got a character that has muscular dystrophy, but they didn't. And it's like, but actually the one film it does is Breaking Bad in the series, so that's good.
Yeah, that was really good.
That was good. But there are there's a Facebook group that's all for trained actors with disabilities, so they're constantly trying to get disabled actors into film. So
sick!
Yeah.
I did not know this. This sounds like really interesting. You have to send me like the link to it once we finish chatting, because that's really interesting.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. So that's good. But yeah, I still think like a lot of like groups of people are always pushing for disabled people to get the opportunities. But it's whether they're accepted or not, which is the problem, I think.
Yeah. There's still a long way to go, and in terms of. Also, I think it's quite interesting because I've been thinking a lot about this and stuff, like new film ideas and stuff that I've had for ages. And it would just be refreshing to have like a film or a TV show that had somebody disabled and just felt like they didn't have to explain the disability that they had. Like go for the entire film, like say the main character's in a wheelchair, and not highlight his disability, like what's like in terms of, you can highlight it and it would be odd not to, but in terms of like not make it the central story point, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think that has been like done to death.
Definitely, yeah. That's what I love about Breaking Bad, is that he's just seen as a normal person.
Yeah.
They touch on cerebral palsy, but not really. But he's like been brought up to just carry on like normal, you know, but not to dwell on the negatives, but just be yourself. You know, he's just a normal person.
Yeah.
But if there was more films or series like that would be really cool.
Yeah, I think it's important. Plus, it like will. You know, TV and film is such a key thing for like younger people nowadays.
Yeah.
So if they see like people with disabilities or people with like in wheelchairs or with Tourette's and stuff like that, all like across the spectrum, they wouldn't go out to the supermarket and see, let's say, everybody's had this experience, like anybody that's used a chair or has been in a wheelchair. Bless them, the kids like look, go, why is that person in a wheelchair for? So, and they can't help it, bless them. But I think if there was more, you know, if there was more of disabled people on the screen, then kids wouldn't want to question it, would they? Well, they wouldn't need to question it.
Definitely. I think there should be more disabled superheroes. Like Marvel should do, like, I don't know, just like they've got Xavier, which is cool. But like something more, like sort of more normal, sort of like somebody with cerebral palsy or MD, like having a superpower or something like that.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, it would be refreshing. It would be refreshing. Yeah, it sounds quite a good idea. You start writing it. That sounds pretty good. Yeah. It's all right. Me and you team up. We'll fly over to the States and be like, Marvel, you need to sort of shit out, mate. Yeah. We're just, you know, we'll go in there with like a pitch and we'll be like, you know. Nah, that sounds good. You should do it. You should write it.
I've been thinking about it a little bit, just like what the story could be. But yeah, it's difficult. But I've sort of got an idea in my head, but I don't really know like what the overall like point of the film's going to be.
That's cool. That's good. Well, when I finally get down to Bristol and see you guys, maybe we should spend like the weekend like just having a little play about with it and stuff.
Oh, brilliant. That'll be great.
Yeah. That'd be a good laugh. Remind me of that. Remind me when we're done. Remind me of that. I would. So let's get back to the beginning and say like, obviously, people don't know this, but we known each other through going to college together, but we didn't really go to college together because you went to Alton College and then I stayed at Trelaw College, which was our boarding college that we stayed at. And tell me like your whole experience of that. Go on, I just find it interesting.
Trelaw was great. I think it was brilliant when we were there. I think it's changed a lot now, but it's not the same as it used to be.
Yeah.
But when we were there, it was brilliant, wasn't it? We had some great laughs. And I always remember the time that we went to Woking on the train. it was me, you, Habib and Louis.
Yeah.
To Nando's. This is so funny. So I think Louis was trying to feed Habib, like almost like chicken and stuff.
Yeah. He was making like some very questionable comments about like the where Nando's have come from and stuff like that. It was really funny. I agree. When I first like went there, it was like kind of a dramatic shock to me because it was hilarious. Yeah. Obviously, me being more able with my like CP and stuff, I spent like the first like month trying to persuade like students that I wasn't like a new member of staff. It was hilarious.
I actually thought you were when I started.
Yeah.
I just had guy that keeps going around here. So is he like a teacher or something? No, it's Harry. I was like, what? Who? Like, he comes here. And I was like, does he?
No, that was funny. So, it was a really good laugh. Some really good memories for that. That could definitely be like a series in itself, I think.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Like a Ricky Gervais sort of like office sort of thing.
Yeah.
That would be sick.
Yeah.
So that's another thing we can pitch to Channel 4. We got Marvel, now we got Channel 4. So
yeah.
So let's talk about like what made you like. Did you have like an initial like moment when you realised you wanted to like get into media and film and stuff like that?
I don't think I had like I can't really remember like an exact moment, but like from really early on, like when I was 5, I always had like a weird interest in films that a 5-year-old probably shouldn't have. But I was like, at the age of 5, I was watching like Some Like It Hot and like stuff like that. And I loved it. For my 6th birthday, I got it on video. It was the happiest child in the world. But like, it's stuff like that that I remember. That like when I look back at it now, I think I've always had that like love for film. Like a 5-year-old doesn't watch Some Like It Hot, but I do. But, my grandparents were always showing me. My grandparents introduced me to X-Men.
Really?
I was like, when I was like, so what X-Men? I was like, what? It's really good. It's got Hugh Jackman in it. I was like, okay, let's watch it. But so my grandparents were quite a big influence as well. We used to watch lots of old films and stuff like that. But yeah, actually, because I studied film at A-level, and I sort of did it by accident. Not by accident, but like, I didn't know you could study film. And I did 2 A-levels, but I had to do a 3rd. And I didn't know what to do. So I was like looking through the big book of A-levels that you could do.
Yeah.
Then film came up, and I was like, you can study film? They're like, yeah. I was like, I'm going to do that then. That's how it started, really.
That's an awesome story. Yeah, that's really cool. That's cool. That's like a weird twist of fate, that is.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
No. So tell me, like, was your experience of doing the film A-level like a good one? Was it good? Was it good fun?
Yeah, it was good. I really loved it. Like, most of our lectures were basically just watching films, so I was well happy. Just like, all I remember is sitting there watching like Donnie Darko and stuff like that.
Sick.
So yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was really good. And we learned how to like write scripts, like basic like scripts, and so you sort of got like a feel for like really basic stuff, but like what was involved like in the filmmaking process. And we got to make like 2-minute films. So they just basically gave us a camera and said, go and shoot a 2-minute thriller around the college. So we basically had to start drop our books, get the camera and go out into college and start like trying to shoot like a little thriller or something. It's just like that buzz that I got from doing that. And I just like really enjoyed it, and I was like, yeah, this is definitely something that I want to do.
Cool.
So,
no, that's awesome. I remember, like, I think every like media or film study course did that. They like gave like everybody a camera and be like, go and film something and come back. And then recently I like looked over some old stuff, and it's so entertaining looking over old stuff that you shot, like that you end up shooting in college and stuff, and you're like, oh, this is garbage. But but it's all like a learning curve and everything. And to the point that I was thinking of like doing like a little YouTube like a little YouTube series of me like reviewing my old work.
okay, that would be great.
and sort of making it like funny and sort of like not holding back. So I am still thinking of doing that, because I just think it's important to look back at your old stuff as well.
Definitely,
yeah, to see that hopefully you have progressed. I have like some people that like I went to college with and stuff, and they thought, and I'm sure you experience this in like any level of education or any like creative person, actually more in education, where you have that one person or those couple of people that think everything that they produce is amazing.
Yeah, definitely. I've had that, loads.
And I had a friend like that in college, that he thought everything that he made was like amazing, and every time he got like constructive criticism from my lecturer, he'd be like, why is he saying this?
Yeah.
And I looked at some of his new stuff recently, and I was like, yeah, it's all right. but yeah, no, I'd say like anybody listening, and I'm sure you would say, yeah, it's important to like look back at your old stuff, and that's the whole point of doing stuff in general anyway. Like, you know, we could look at our most recent stuff that we've done and say, we could have done that a little bit better, and then you take that and then move it and hopefully apply the stuff that you've learned from the last one. Not every time. But yeah, it's all about like a learning process and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah. And it makes it funny. I remember at Trelawn's for my like media course, because you know my GCSEs were shit. So I worked my way up from doing like a level 1 BTEC media to like all the way up to doing film school and stuff.
Yeah, that was
and for my level 1 media, we had to do like a advert for a product.
Okay.
And I did like this energy bar that I'd made up, and my mum did like a label for it and everything. And I did it like an old-fashioned like black and white movie.
Yeah.
And I remember editing it and like doing it and stuff, and then looking back at it like years and years ago, and realised I had a shot in the advert where it showed the entire crew in the background. Like literally, and I had like Corey and Matthew Jenkins like all sitting there in the background. You couldn't see their faces, but you just saw their legs. It was like hilarious. So but yeah, no, I had a super good time at Trelaw studying media there, and I sort of did it by accident as well, because I was going to do full-time photography with Ian Bailey, and legend man, definitely didn't hold back for criticism. So but legend guy, he was, yeah. And I remember doing like full-time photography for like a week, and then I was like, oh no, I kind of like media, and I've always loved film, like the same as you, and stuff. I think when people have physical disabilities and they can't go out and do like ride a bike or whatever, TV and film used to be the thing that I'd sit down and like watch, to the point that I mentioned this on a previous podcast with my friends, to the point that my mum used to ban television in the morning because I used to just not do anything. So she'd be like struggling to put my shoes on for school, and I'd be like staring at the screen. But yeah, no, I remember going, oh no, I want to try out media. So then I tried out media, and then I absolutely like loved doing it. And also, I think the good thing, with like Trelaws and stuff, for the people that studied there as well as lived there, the classes were very small, so you felt like it was a very intimate rather than a massive classroom. Because when I was younger, that used to like terrify me. Like when you used to go into like, or even in like the uni film school and stuff like that, when you go into a massive like auditorium with like 100 seats, and you're like, fuck. That is the scary thing. I think I would even find that daunting now. Like going back into those areas would be like, oh, scary. So
scariest thing though, because the disabled teacher at the front.
Yeah.
So, like, all like in the eye line of the teacher, like, don't pick me, don't pick me, don't pick me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very daunting. It's like extremely daunting for stuff like that. But now tell me something exciting. Now, if I've got this wrong, so which I don't think I have, because I remember you did like a placement at Ardman, right?
I did. It wasn't a placement. It was like a day's course.
Sick.
On production.
Cool. Now tell us like the background of how you got in doing that and stuff.
Well, I love Ardman. I sort of, my dream job would be to work. That would be amazing. I love Wallace and Gromit. The other day I was clearing out my room and I found all of my figures of Wallace and Gromit. I just got really too excited for my age, but yeah, I got really excited. But yeah, it was a great day actually, because actually we went twice, because the day before I went the first time they cancelled it because the course leader was really ill. So we were like gutted, oh no, we're like dying to go for like ages. And but then they said, oh, instead, because all of you have like made your way here, we can do a tour of the studio instead. So we're like, yeah, that's brilliant. And so we got to go and see like, all the figures and like how they make the models and stuff. And they took us to, I can say it now because it's out, but you know, have you seen Armageddon? What's it, no, Farmageddon?
No, I haven't seen. That's the new Shaun the Sheep one, isn't it?
Yeah, because they took us to see the figures, so we weren't allowed to talk about them because they weren't released yet. So we had to keep quiet, but I got to hold the little alien.
Oh, sick!
I'm so happy. I was like, this is amazing. But that was great. But the second time we did the course, so it's all about how to be a production coordinator, got all the stuff involved, and it's all about you just got to be super organised, you know, timekeeping, stuff like that. But it was a good day. It was really good.
Cool. No, that's cool. And they're based in Bristol, aren't they?
They're literally just across from my flat. So.
Oh, seriously? Oh, sick.
Yeah, it's like, so there's like a river in between, but there's like a little boat that goes every like 5 minutes. So you just hop on the boat go across the river. It takes like a minute. You get off and you're like, there.
Oh, nice.
It's
Nice.
the best trip to work ever.
Yeah.
I sort of want to work there just to get on the boat every day.
Yeah, that's like fate right there. That's like the dream job that you get up every morning and just be like, oh, I'm just gonna go over the river to work. Nah, that's yeah. And is it quite big there, like in terms of like size and stuff?
Yeah, it is big because they've got 2 studios. So one is across from my flat, which is that's more of the where they do like all the like production sort of stuff. But they've got another studio which is about 20 minutes away, and that's got all the sets. So
Sick.
like the sets are amazing. Yeah, we got to see like the new Farmageddon film, like all the different like we got to see the farm and the spaceship and stuff like that. It was great.
Nice, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's like
it's like a massive like bunker just for sets. It's really big, but yeah, it's cool.
nah, sick. That's always like awesome when you get to like peek like behind the curtain of like something that nobody else has like seen yet and stuff like that. That's like really cool.
Yeah.
Plus you get like cheeky bragging rights, right, with your like mates and stuff.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. That's cool. No, that sounds like really awesome. That would be a sick job as well. That'd be amazing. No, I was like that when I was younger, but I was like that with Pixar. Yeah. I was like, I can't draw for shit, so I'd probably never get a job there anyway. But yeah, I remember just being absolutely obsessed with what Pixar like brought out and stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember being obsessed with like Incredibles when it came out, and I was like, yeah. That is one particular like memory that I remember going to the cinema and seeing that film.
Yeah.
And so and also I was like, just how cool their offices look, where they like drive around on like segways and stuff like that. I was like, this is awesome, I want to work here. So it was like the little kid in me coming out like, I want to work here. But whenever like if or when I do like create my own like little production company, I'd want it to be like a fun space.
Yeah, like the internship.
Yeah. Like, yeah. It sounds really hipstery, but fuck it. So, but yeah, that sounds like an awesome time. I'm like probably jealous that you got to do that. So, that sounds really good. No, so what would you say is like, which you sort of touched on this earlier, but what would you say is the best part of working in the industry, and what would you say is like the worst, or like what could be improved upon, let's say?
I'm not really too sure, but I was thinking about with all the coronavirus and stuff.
Yeah.
The positive thing that's sort of been highlighted is that you can still like make films at home. Like you can be home based, which is great. It's not the only industry at the moment that is semi carrying on like through this. And it's sort of like also highlighted as well that like disabled people for years have been fighting to be able to work from home.
Yeah.
And it's been proved that you can do it now. Because like a lot of the studios in Bristol, their editors, they basically sent them all of their computers to their house and like basically set up like an edit suite in their house so they can carry on working. And it's like, so I think the thing that could be improved is when all this is over, it has been proved that you can do it from home. So if a disabled person says, goes to an interview and says, "Oh, I would like to work from home like 2 days a week or something," they can't say no because it's been proved that you can do it.
Yeah,
They
that's
have they have to like say yes if the person's good enough for the job. That's one of their conditions, and I don't see why they can't do it. So
yeah, no, that's a really good point, actually. Yeah, no, that is a really good point. And like decent companies and like well-known companies like have to sort of make sure that they're tailoring, to their employees or like future employees and stuff stuff like that. And it is nice to work at home, which is good. Also, it is good to like go into a working environment and it gets you away from home. But as you said, as people with like more physical disabilities and people that find it harder to get out than the average Joe, it just makes it easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, it would be great. Yeah, because even for me, if I got a job in a production company, like it would be quite tiring for me to do 5 days. Yeah, I'd do it, but I'd be dead by the end of it. But it would be nice to know that if I wanted 2 days at home to work, that would be okay. But I don't see how they can say no now when they basically send all their editors, all their computers to do it from home. They have to do it from home. So
yeah. I think like every film that managed to get like finish their practical like photography and was in the editing stage when this all happened, they were like, we're all good, we're fine, because they got everything in the can already. So so it's like, and then every deadline is getting extended, so they're like, it's okay, there's like, we've got plenty of time for this. No, I don't know if you saw yesterday, Edgar Wright shared like a first still of his new film that's coming out. Yeah, I think it's called Last Night in Soho or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's set in Britain, which is great because I know that obviously Edgar Wright's last film, Baby Driver, was set in Boston. So it's nice that he's coming back to like shoot something or do a film that's set in Britain. But I thought about that literally last night. I was like, I bet they're like every film that's being edited right now are like, yeah, it's all good. We're just probably the director and the editor just sitting there, just like in a dark room, just chilling, just cutting away. But I think that's a valid point because I think I sort of realised this with my own like physical ability and stuff. Though it's not visible like straight away, if I did like 5 days of, let's say, like on a runner job, like say on flogging, then by the end of the week I would be fucked. Like my legs would be hurting like a bitch. So it is good that, as you say, like every negative, sometimes there can be like positives. That I sort of had that realization like a couple of years ago. I was like, physically, I couldn't be doing like on-set work like 5 days or even like 6 days a week because most industry people only have Sunday off. They still work Saturday. So I literally had that realization. I was like, maybe I can't push it like all the way because. And by that last day, when my legs ache, I'm like the most moodiest bastard ever. It's like I get to the point where my legs are like hurting, and then I'm just feel tired with it, as you probably do when you're aching. You just end up feeling tired, and then when I get tired, my moody I just get a bit shitty, or just a bit short tempered that I don't realise I am, but I am. So it's probably best for the industry to just give me like maybe like a couple of days at home or one day at home or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Just to like, because with us, like with conditions that affect our muscles and stuff, our muscles just need time to like regenerate, don't they? To sort of just have that day or two to just be like, okay, we just need to do nothing, or we just need to spend the day where we're just having a bath and just like chilling out and stretching, even though I should stretch more than I do. Doing our stretches. So, but yeah, no, it is a valuable point. No, I'm glad you highlighted that, which is good. Also, I think it's so cool, which you've probably seen, like how much content people have been creating from home.
Yeah, loads. Yeah.
Like there's been so many like film writers done like at home challenges where people have shot like short films just at home, and stuff like that.
Yeah, there was this thing in Northampton where I am now. There was this competition to make like a film in lockdown, like a 10-minute film. I was watching some the other day, and I'll send it to you later, but there was this really funny one. It was basically like puppets, like singing about lockdown. It was really funny. I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, some great stuff at the moment.
Yeah, some cool
it's like that you don't need like big Hollywood like films, like the independent like filmmakers are really going to be able to come out now and like show what you can do with like little resources as possible. So
yeah, and sometimes those like constrictions can make you like make really good work.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like the short film that I'm writing at the moment, you know, when people like, I got this tip from someone ages ago or years ago at film school. It was like, if you don't have access to like loads of locations, just write a film that you can shoot at home, like a film that you can shoot at home, or a film where you know you can get access to that location. Which is cool. So that's what I'm doing at the moment with writing my latest short. I'm literally like, the film's set at home, and like someone is living in our flat that we have, and it's the character's flat. So it's like, I'd recommend anybody listening, it's like, if you're worried about, oh, I got this amazing idea that's set in space and we need to make an entire like ship hangar, I'd be like, calm the fuck down. But first, like, you know, make like smaller things. I think sometimes, which I've been guilty of, and I'm sure probably every creative person has, they try and think of like the most biggest thing that they could do, and then you're like, that's not realistic whatsoever. So
we taught that at uni, because like we had to make a 10-minute film as part of our assignment, and the lecturer was like, don't write a film that has 10 police cars chasing after them. It's not realistic. It has to be realistic. So use one location that you can get to and that you don't need permission for, you know, or if you have to use two, that's okay. But then use like 2 or 3 characters, but no more, you know. And it's just, you just got to keep realistic, that you can still make a really good moving film, like with hardly any locations. You don't need to have all this nice swanky set, you know. It's all about like the story, really.
Yeah, no, and sometimes I think when you watch a film that's so like stripped back like that, you're like, this is so clever that they've done something so simple but it's so good. Yeah, like when they, you know, there's gems out there, which I can't think of one off my head right now, so forgive me. But Yeah, Room. There you go. There's one. Yeah, not to be confused by The Room. But yeah, no, I actually, yeah, that's a really good one actually. Yeah, Room, the one with Brie Larson.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that she won the Oscar for. Did she win an Oscar for it?
I can't remember. Not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure now.
Yeah, sure, my
But
favourite.
actually, that's one film that's on my list because I made like a film on my letterboxed account of all the films that sort of touch in with my film that I'm writing at the moment.
Okay, cool, yeah.
Yeah, so I made a list and then I'm gonna start watching them and sort of like see little bits that I can take and little bits I can sort of learn from and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's a good shout. That's a good one. And if anybody's listening and they haven't seen it, go watch it because I haven't seen it for a while, so maybe I should add it onto my list actually.
Yeah, it is a good film.
Yeah. So now we got into like talking about actual films. Who would you say or what would you say like is inspiring you at the moment? Like who are your favourite people that you love watching or TV? It could be TV as well because TV is so good at the moment.
Good, yeah. I was thinking about it because I read Black Mirror. I love Charlie Brooker's writing, so probably he's quite a big inspiration for me. I'd love to write like he does. But so I love Anthony Hopkins as well. I think he's amazing. And also, not related to film, have you seen his Twitter posts? They're so nice.
Yeah. They are really nice where he's like playing the piano with his cat on his lap and he's like, you know, everyone have a happy Sunday. And it's like, so, but
it's just so nice.
Yeah.
I love his films anyway. They're great.
Yeah, I love when you have. Actually, that's like the best part of social media when you get like an essence of somebody's personality that you wouldn't see normally.
Yeah.
Have you seen because he like paints and sells his art? And it looks proper like nuts. Like some of the pictures, I'm like, whoa! Like seriously, it's like it's very like cubist sort of like very very out there.
Yeah, he's great. I love him.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's like you picture him as like a evil, cannibal murderer. You know, it's like when you see his Twitter posts, you're like, oh, he's so lucky.
Nah, I still haven't watched him in The Two Popes on Netflix. I still haven't watched that yet.
It's good.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think my partner Mosh, I think he gets like disturbed by him because of Hannibal and everything. He still finds him quite creepy, and I'm like,
just get him on Twitter so he can see his posts.
Yeah. But like he is a nice human being, I promise. So because we rewatched Silence of the Lambs like a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, that is such a good film. Like,
it's amazing.
So good. I just love the stories out of that film as well. That like Jodie Foster said that she was generally very scared of him. Like she didn't like talk to him a lot like throughout the shooting of the film, and she generally like found him quite terrifying.
Oh God.
So which is not surprising. I think even if I was behind the camera, it's like, oh, he gives you the chills. Yeah. But is there anybody else that you think is like someone that you particularly love, or anyone that you think doesn't get enough love? That's an interesting one.
Yeah. I don't really know.
No, that's fair. That's fair. No, that's a tricky question, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
I don't know. just trying to think of what I've seen recently. What have I seen? Yeah, because I've been watching the A Word on BBC.
The what? Sorry.
The A Word. It's about an autistic boy.
Oh, is it? Oh no, I have been hearing about it. I just haven't watched it yet.
Really good. It's sort of about this boy's got autism, but it's all about it's mostly about how his family are like coping with life, but with his autism as well.
That's cool.
It's like a lot of the time he seems like the normal one of the family. The family just a bit crazy and they do stupid things and they're having affairs and all sorts. And it's like all he wants to do is sit there and listen to his music, and it's like they're just crazy. But it's really good.
Oh, what's it called again? The A Word.
Yeah, the A Word.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll check that out.
Yeah.
No, it's cool because there was
Actually, saying that, there are quite a few people on there with disabilities as well. So
oh, good.
there's 2 people with Down syndrome on there, which is really good. So yeah, they're getting good opportunities. So that's really cool. So yeah, it's the one program that I've seen that is actually got people with disabilities on there. So it's really good.
Oh, cool. That's good. Rather than like something like Undateables.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. That could be like a totally different episode. So let's just leave it at that and say maybe we can go to Eastbourne. So he is a really nice guy. He was actually at because I'm living in Worthing now with my partner, and he came to Worthing Gay Pride, and he was there like waving the flag and everything, and he's generally like really nice. So but we need more like narrative stuff. We don't need like we don't need programs like that really.
No.
Yeah, I don't like that program at all.
No.
Even though we've had a couple of friends that have gone on that program.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend from my secondary school and also from Trelaw. So
Cool.
because we had Paige that went on there as well, didn't she? Yeah. Which I thought, did you actually watch the episode?
I did. I was a bit gutted that she was only on for like 5 minutes.
Yeah. No, her like segment was like tiny. I was like, oh, is that it? Okay. Like she met up with a bloke that had a top knot that looked like a hippie. But no, I sort of understand their message with that program, but it's still a bit like, I feel like I remember studying at media doing my second round of college, and I was like, I know that they do the whole like, we knock the NU off the title, so they're dateable. Hey. But
they turn them into dateable people.
Yeah, but I was like, well, first they're not undateable in the first place, and second, it's like, why don't they just have more like disabled people featured on like first dates, or
That would be a better idea.
Yeah, rather than, oh, this is a particular program for, it's like.
I even think it could be better if they just changed the name.
Yeah.
Something else.
Yeah, it's just like, it just the title pisses me off. So, but yeah, and there have been some great great individuals that have come out of that program.
Yeah.
But I remember first seeing the first series, and I was like, there's going to be not everybody, but there's going to be people that are tuning into this program to just laugh at these people.
Yeah, I know, it's so good.
And I know there's moments that is funny, and that's completely fine. But but it's like, you know, that there's some twats out there that are going, oh, let's turn the TV on and look at these special people trying to date. It's like, so, and if anybody's like that who's listening, stop listening right now because you're a twat. Can you tell when I used to do hospital radio, which I'm hoping to get back into doing after like coronavirus is done, I used to find it so hard not to swear.
Oh my God, yeah.
So I love that like podcasting, you just don't have to worry about that. But it just cracks me up that every time I release an episode, I have to tick the box going, this is not suitable for children. So, but yeah, nah. I like the way we digress there, but that's fine.
That's fun.
Now the big question is, which we sort of touched upon this earlier, but what do you think at the moment is like your strength in terms of your like creativity, and also like your weakness, or like what do you think you could improve upon? This is the big one.
Yeah, I'd say that writing is my biggest strength. But yeah, I'd say like probably like cinematography and maybe some editing that I could improve on. But it's all to do with like learning the technology and stuff. There's always like things that you could like learn. So it's just getting through like all of the new stuff that you can learn. And but I think writing, like, I'd say that, yeah, if you're good at writing stories and stuff, it's all about your own style. There's not a lot to learn apart from just the basic format of writing. But I'd say like all the stuff with technology and like editing and stuff. There's always stuff to learn. There's always new technology that's coming out, new cameras, new sound equipment, you know. But I'd definitely say, because I think like at uni, I didn't get to do a lot of camera work because they had their own cameras and I couldn't really use them. So I didn't really like get to grips with like all of the different like settings and stuff like that. So now that I've got my own camera, I'm sort of just like plugging away, like trying different things at my own pace. So I'm I'd say that was one of my weaknesses that I haven't learnt that much. But yeah, there's always room for improvement. So yeah, just getting to learn new stuff.
Yeah, cool. No, that's good. I think that's like, sometimes that can be like the frustration part, but also like the best part of it as well. It's like, I've never been a particularly like amazing like tech person. I've always been like, I'd rather be thinking up a story and stuff like that rather than picking up a camera or picking up stuff like that. I wasn't like at film school. I wasn't like, I want to be a cinematographer. I was like, no, I enjoy photography, but I like doing the whole like creation bit, stuff like that. So I'd probably say like technical stuff is probably mine as well. Also, like with writing as well, I could say that I could improve, but then your writing only improves with the amount that you do. So, and I think the only way also, in terms of like script writing, the only way that you can improve it as well is just get feedback on your writing.
Definitely, yeah.
Which I have got feedback from you in the past and stuff, and with anybody giving feedback like on your stuff, you automatically go, oh, okay, or it automatically, like, you at film school or doing like a film-based stuff, you always get the someone again thinks, you know, he's like, or he or she is like amazing at everything.
Yeah.
So once they get negative feedback, it automatically puts their nose out of joint.
Definitely.
And
Yeah.
they're like, excuse me. So I'd say for people that are listening, like creative people that want to write scripts and stuff, just get and write and then get feedback on it. And then, but just don't take it personally.
Yeah, it's hard not to take. Because I remember when I did my BA and I wrote my dissertation script and I was getting feedback and it was like, you sort of find it hard to accept that there's so much wrong with your work.
Yeah.
But it's like, after time, like now, I'm still writing, getting feedback from people. But when you get feedback, sometimes you can see where it is going a bit wrong, and you can sort of accept it a bit more. Like, yeah, I get feedback all the time, and like just really silly things that I do, and I look at it and I'm like, oh yeah, that's not right. And it's like, I think you just gotta like take it on the nose really, and just try not to be too disheartened. But feedback is, going to help you in the long run to get where you want to be.
Yeah.
But you can choose whether or not you want to take the feedback. It's up to you because it's still your work. You can't, you don't have to change it if you don't want to. But I think that you should like take on board what somebody else is saying, maybe get some more feedback from somebody else. And if it's like a bit of repetition that like things are being brought up, maybe just start rethinking and think, what can I do to change it?
Yeah, I think that's good. Or even somebody gave me a tip once. They were like, if you don't like the feedback, just write another draft in that, like with the feedback done.
Yeah.
And just see if you like it, like at the end. I was like, cool. I think that's what you end up realizing as a scriptwriter, is that every time I used to try do one, or even now I'm guilty of it. Like for my new short, I was like, okay, I'll just do a rough draft, like a beat sheet of like these story beats.
Yeah.
And every time I try and do something like that that's meant to be rough, I just start writing a full draft.
Yeah.
And then I go to myself, I'm like, and that used to be the same with essays, because me being like dyslexic, I used to hate doing like English prose, like proper like essays.
Yeah.
And every time I try to write one, I try to write it as a complete like this is the finished essay. I'd say for people like want to try and write, don't try and write the final draft of the film in your first draft.
Yeah.
Because that's not going to happen.
No.
And you just end up stressing yourself out.
Yeah.
And you'll end up like going, oh fuck this is too hard. I always think the first draft is interesting because it's like, this is going to sound gross, like a gross like way of doing it, but it's like throwing up on the piece of paper. It's like getting all your like ideas and all your shit ideas and all your good ideas in it, and then the drafts. Drafting a script should only be like tightening it up and making it all like a more condensed and more better story, rather than your first draft trying to do that at the beginning, because it's just like and plus it's fun to get all your shit ideas out first and stuff like that. Like I always think it's good, which I've only just started doing now, is like writing, because everybody gets bored at doing it on a computer or something, and I just started working on this draft and started writing on post-it notes and just doing little bits and then sticking it in my idea book, and it's like it makes it more fun. Rather than looking at a screen and like, especially when you're looking at a page, and you're like, so yeah, it's tough. But yeah, no. Are you actually writing anything like at the moment?
I am. Yeah, I'm writing a TV series at the moment.
Oh, sick!
It is taking me ages. I find it hard sometimes to get motivation.
Yeah.
To writing, but because I'm also working as well, so like helping other people with their scripts, and then I'm sort of like look at my own, and I'm like, oh, I can't do it. Too much. But yeah, I am writing it at the moment. I've done one episode so far, but I'm working with a producer who's helping me to get it like circulated, like to Channel 4 or BBC 3. Yeah,
that's awesome.
I sort of need to get my act together and keep writing so we can start sending it out to people. So, yeah.
That's cool. What? So how did you get in contact with this like producer like person?
So I met her a couple of years ago. I got an email from university saying that there was a producer. She's Australian, but she like comes to the UK sometimes and goes to America. She travels everywhere. But so she was coming to Bristol to do these pitching workshops. So she did teach you how to like pitch your ideas, like how to do it properly. So I went to her workshops, and after then she said, "Oh, I could carry on like working with you to like scripts and get them out there." So I was like, "Yeah, that'd be great." So for 2 years we've been working. So yeah, she's really cool. She's worked with Lynn Ramsey. You heard of?
Oh yeah.
Worked with her.
That's awesome.
There's a few other people as well, but I can't remember. But yeah, she's really lovely.
No, that's sick. That sounds like a really awesome relationship to like have and stuff. Awesome. Yeah. Cool. I might have to I might have to be like, Steph, can you show me can you like pass one of my scripts over to your producer friend? But which I think that's like the fun bit of like the industry and stuff. And stuff like that. And it's all about being nice. Like if you're nice and you're like friendly and you show that you're actually genuine in like enthusiastic, then someone will stay in contact with you.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. That's really cool. When you've like write some more pages or write some more episodes, send them over to me. I'd love to have a read.
Yeah. Cool.
That'd be sick. That'd be awesome. Yeah. TV is the thing to get into like nowadays anyway.
I think more people are watching series.
There's like so much good TV out there and stuff. Cool. That sounds sick. I wish you all the best for that, because that would be awesome. So if they want like a aspiring director that's trying to get a couple of directing gigs, then you'll be like, please give my friend. I'll be like, can I come? So but yeah, I'd say, and you probably recommend this as well, is that if you see an opportunity to like get into stuff or recommend yourself, just do it, because the only thing they're going to do is say no.
Yeah, exactly.
So and the no's should be the thing that like drives you. Like the more no's you get, the more like passionate to go out and do it.
Yeah, exactly. All of those, just keep going.
Cool. What's the title of the TV show anyway?
Well, I had one, but I'm changing it.
Okay.
So I'm not really too sure at the moment.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Cool. No, nice. Cool. No, let's start wrapping up and everything. But what would you say, which we have sort of highlighted in this conversation, what would you say is like your creative end goal? Like it could be at the moment, or it could be like 5 years or 20 years time, or you know?
So I want my script to get out to companies and be accepted, hopefully. But also, I want my company to, become bigger and, to evolve into a proper production company, hopefully get a premises and my studio. So that's like my end goal, but I think that's a little bit far away at the moment. But I think we'll get there, but not for a little while, but
Nah, that's always like good to have that though.
Yeah.
It's like, it makes it exciting, and like even when you're like talking about it right now, people can't see your face, but even talking about it just then, you're like smiling on your face and stuff. It's good to have those big end goals, but then to have the little steps as well. So that's good. So it's exciting. Cool. I like super look forward to you like sending some bits over. That'd be sick. Seriously. I promise I will be nice anyway. So no, and we must catch up soon when all this coronavirus is like done and everything.
Probably stay in Bristol.
Yeah, that'd be sick because I super want to be nosy as well. So have a cheeky look at some like work opportunities, and we'll work on we're work on the superhero thing and whatever. Yeah, we'll have like a really good partly drunk weekend where we discuss like creative stuff. Nah, cool. Well, thanks so much for coming on, Steph. It's been like super good. Like super good to catch up. And is there like, do you want to say like where people can find you on like Facebook and all that and stuff like that?
So I'm on Facebook. My name's Stephanie Castelete-Tyrrell. Bit of a mouthful. That's me. I'm on Twitter as well. And I've got a Facebook page for my production company, 4 Wheel Drive Productions. So you can find me there on my website. And get in contact if you want to say hi or whatever. So,
Cool. And I 100% recommend Steph. She's like such a nice person and so genuine. And congratulations on the documentary getting an award, by the way.
Thank you.
That's like awesome. So you guys won't know this, but me and Steph invited me to work on her. It was your MA project, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So did you want to just quickly say what that is about and everything? Just quickly.
So I did a 10-minute documentary about how Powershare Football supports people's mental health for those who suffer with like muscle wasting conditions. So how it helps people with just like their well-being, like uplifting and like making friends. It's just like it's such a good way for people that like having MD, you can feel quite isolated with like if you're ill or you're tired, you can't go out, you can't socialise with other people, so it's like Powershare Football is a great way for people to get together, do competitive sport, and I think doing sport as well, the adrenaline that you get from it, it will help your well-being anyway. So it's sort of all about that.
Yeah, no, it was that was like a super like fun weekend to do that. It was like super cool. Such a good laugh as well. Plus, it was really cool to just get to know Paul more as well, your like husband, because when we were at college, I didn't really like get to know him properly. So it was really good. It was just a super fun weekend to shoot that with you and stuff.
It was great, yeah.
So thanks again for letting me like come along and help you out there. It was good. Yeah, no, we will. All right, then you take care and give my love to Paul and everything. And I'll definitely come and see you soon, and we'll have a good idea session or weekend or whatever with booze applied and everything.
That'll be amazing.
Cool. All right then. You take care then, Steph. All right, cheers. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, see you later.
See you later. Bye.
All I have for you is a word. Tenet. It'll open the right doors, some of the wrong ones too. Use it carefully.
To do what I do, I need some idea of the threat we face.
As I understand it, we're trying to prevent World War III.
I'm not saying Armageddon here.
No. Something worse.
I gather you have an interest in a certain Russian national.
Why don't you bring me in?
You really want to know? He can communicate with the future.
Time travel.
No. Inversion.
Aim it and pull the trigger. You're not shooting the bullet, you're catching it.
Whoa.
Well, I've seen too much.
Well, we'll try and keep up.
Your duty transcends national interests. This is about survival.
Seems bold.
Old, I'm fine with. I thought you were going to say nuts.
This is where our worlds collide.
How would you like to die?
Old.
You chose the wrong profession.
What the hell happened here?
Hasn't happened yet.
There are people in the future who need us. Who need Tenet.
We need to save them here and now.
This reversing the flow of time. Doesn't us being here now mean it never happened? You want to crash a plane?
But not from the air. No, it's so dramatic.
Well, how big a plane?
That part is a little dramatic.
It's super, super sunny today. What a lovely day. Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Redhead Boy podcast, hosted by me, Harry Allen. Welcome back, guys. Oh, it's good to not see you, because this is a podcast. Thank you for tuning in again. God, these weeks are going on super, super quick. Can't believe we're nearly in June. Oh, where did May go? And today, I am, well, not today, but I am officially, this is the first episode that I am doing at the ripe old age of 26. God, I feel so much wiser. Thank you guys for tuning in. This episode 11 of the Redhead Boy podcast. And today is a good one. I have a fabulous guest for you guys. It's my friend, my old college friend, Steph. And we had a super good, not good, a super awesome conversation. Steph is the founder of the production company that is 4-Wheel Drive Productions, and we had a great conversation, chatting everything creativity and me being nosy as usual, asking about what she'd been up to with her newly found production company, 4-Wheel Drive Productions. And I'm not going to chat anymore. I'm just going to dive into the conversation. So hope you guys enjoy this episode.